Okay, let me break it down for you.
Yeah, please, please. Mansplain
I'm
it.
bisexual, right?
Hmm?
I'm bisexual. If I were to go
Right.
to a strip club, I like men and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I prefer men more in a relationship, but I'm more attracted to women in the sense where I would go out of my way to go to a strip club. Does that make any sense?
I hear you. I hear the words that you're saying, and I comprehend them in the order that they were presented.
Okay.
And this is what happens when we give women rights.
Whoa,
Yeah, I know.
what happened here?
It blows my mind too.
Where did that come from?
Like the 1920s.
Not talking about that.
Oh,
Don't even worry about it.
all right.
It's a problem with women.
Ouch. My problem with women?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have much of a problem because I don't spend a lot of time around them. So I wouldn't say I have a problem with them. I like women.
What was the comments about the rights then?
Well, I just don't. I think they should have less rights.
Why?
I just don't think it's in their best interest to have all the rights that they have. I don't think we should be like Muslims or something, but they should have less. Not none, but just less. And I think that would
You
be
do
in
know I'm
their.
a
I think
woman.
that would be in their best interest. What'd you say?
You do know I'm a woman, right?
Well, yeah. That's why I said this is what happens when we give women rights.
Why are you acting like I'm a different species than you?
How am I acting like you're a different species? We're speaking the same language.
Because you're talking like like we could like we don't deserve as much rights. Like you're talking about
I
us
do
like
think
we're not.
that.
We're talking about you're talking about us like we're not actual people.
I don't think
Like
that. I think
what?
you're people. I think you're a person.
Okay, then why can't we have the same rights?
Well, I can go into why I think. I mean, do children and adults have the same rights? No.
No, but that's completely different.
Well, it's I agree, but you're saying that because I don't think that one category of human can have rights and the other can means that I think they're different species. I don't think that's true.
No, because women, if you're talking about adult women, have to have less rights than men, you're not talking about a reasonable thing. Like they're younger, they need to be sheltered, they're kids. You're thinking grown ass women shouldn't have the same rights as a grown ass man. For what?
I don't think that I
Because if
actually
you're trolling, it's not really funny. It's just kind of stupid.
I'm not trolling, and I don't even think that it needs to be affirmed in the positive. For example, I don't think that I should have to prove why women shouldn't. I think women should have to prove why they should. And despite the facts that we've gone further than any other nations in the world to make egalitarianism the purpose of the law, the differences between men and women remain pretty steady and have gone more extreme in some ways. So like why should women have rights to begin with? Why do you think they should have rights?
Okay, everybody starts off as a female in utero. You grow
Okay.
whatever the fuck you get, right? Everybody
Hmm.
starts off in that stage. Everybody is the same yet different. If you look at a female dog and
So
a male
what?
dog, I'm thinking they're different. They're a dog.
Okay, well, let's start here. Is a man and a woman the same thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, no,
but hold on.
different genders. That's different genders.
Right, so they're not the same.
They're not the same, but they are when it comes down to the species.
Yeah, they're the same species, but are they the same?
No, and
Okay.
differences are allowed to happen. I mean, there
Yeah,
has to be a man and a woman to procreate.
I agree.
But other than that, there's no actual difference. They're just different sexual reproductive shit. Other than that, they got the same brain, they got the same fucking hormones, just different levels.
Let's
They
try
are
this. Let's try this. Try to keep an open mind here because I'm not attacking you and I don't think less of you because you're a woman. But men and women are more alike than they are different, obviously. Dogs are more like wolves than they are different, but they aren't the same. So you think that the only differences between male and female sexes are exclusive to their reproductive capacity? That's what you think. You think it stops at their genitals.
No, I think that that's the main part of what importance in like is what is important in this fucking argument. The thing
Okay.
that makes them more different would be I guess, the way that they think, the way their
Behavior.
hormones work,
Right.
the way that they are built when they, hit puberty.
Absolutely.
But that's really a non-factor when you think about it, because
Of course it is. Psychological temperament predicts your behavior. It predicts what you do, how you live in the world. So
exactly, but it also doesn't, prove that some gender shouldn't have the same rights as another. It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I wouldn't use that as proof that women shouldn't have rights. I would just say that's sort of like a scientific empirical basis resisting disproof. So I guess if men and women just existed on the planet and rights hadn't been created or discovered yet, how would you determine what rights you would afford to one or the other? And would they all be the same?
They should be.
Why?
That's how it should be.
Yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in the world.
Why
So,
I think that, okay, there are several, like hundreds of thousands of successful men that are smart, that know what the fuck they're doing, that are well-tempered, have their shit together, right? And there
Yeah.
are also the same amount of women who are like that.
well,
I don't
no,
think that
there aren't the
yes.
same amount.
There could be.
No, there couldn't be.
Yes, there could. And the reason why there isn't is because of social conditioning and men thinking that they are superior to women when they're not.
Look, no one's using the word superior. I wouldn't.
Okay, you don't
Hold on,
have to
hold
be
on.
saying this isn't the fucking 1920s anymore, where wives have to go fucking get high as fuck off of their meds and vacuum while getting beat by their fucking
Yeah,
husband. This isn't how
I
it's
understand the second wave feminist propaganda, which is really all Jews. So what you're spouting is yes. So let me just it'll be okay. We'll get through this. What you're espousing is feminist rhetoric. Feminism is downstream from Marxism. Marxism is just a Jewish postmodern philosophy created by
That's
some guy.
not really the point of the discussion right now.
It is literally the point of the discussion because you just
Okay,
use
no,
all of
because
the
you
Marxist
call me
rhetoric.
standing up for my gender feminism, okay?
No.
I wouldn't say I am completely a fucking feminist. There is shit that I do not agree with,
I
but
don't call standing up for your gender feminism. Standing up for your gender is perhaps what you should do. Feminism is an ideology, and all those things you just said are feminist nonsense. It's propaganda.
It's not feminist nonsense when okay, you do realize how oppressed women are as a whole, right?
How are women oppressed?
How are we oppressed? Okay, first of all, men like you, people thinking that they could take advantage of the fact that we are females.
How am I oppressing you? We're just talking. We're not even in the same
You're
room.
talking, but when you have these kind of viewpoints and you put those onto other people by talking about it, especially other men, you make it to where, first of all, we don't look, or we aren't the same as you. Like, we can't have the same respect. And you might think of yourself as respecting women, but you're not if you think that we shouldn't have the same amount of rights. It's like,
It isn't a matter of respect. It's a matter of survival and necessity.
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we're well past that, all right?
Right, which is the only reason women can think this way, is because all of your needs are met upon birth. Only in Western countries do women have thoughts like this. You go to anywhere else in the world, including developed countries, they would think you're an insane person for speaking like this because they respect the natural order and the balance between masculine and feminine. But let's go back to the whole oppressing thing, because I don't feel like I'm oppressing anybody. I'm certainly not trying to. How are women oppressed?
How are women
Yeah,
oppressed?
like name a single example that you could measure
First
and
of
prove.
all, those women that you were talking about in other fucking places, all right? Like, they are not, that's not the natural order of shit.
Yeah, but feminism doesn't exist there. Feminism exists here as a response to this oppression you're talking about, right? So how are you or women here in the West, I'm guessing you're in a Western country because you're speaking English, how are Western women oppressed at all?
How are we oppressed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again because apparently you can't process it. But
Be condescending. Don't say an actual point. Just be right. But I just have an
I'm
opinion.
not to be condescending when somebody is sitting here.
A man speaking to you isn't oppression.
No, I'm not saying I am getting oppressed right now at this very moment. I'm saying you are being disrespectful
How am I being disrespectful?
by saying I don't deserve rights.
I don't even think the word deserve is appropriate in that
That
context.
is definitely 100% appropriate.
No, I don't think that men have rights because they deserve them. I think men have rights because they can protect them. I don't think it's about deserve. Men don't deserve anything. That's why nobody gives a fuck about men.
Oh, really? Because the
Yes.
government here and everywhere else doesn't kiss your guys' asses and make everything easier?
No.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's all the fuck I know.
Well,
That's
give me an example. How does the government kiss my ass, or any of my male friends, or my brother, or my father? How is my ass getting kissed? I'll tell you. You tell me first, and I'll tell you my experience with the government.
You get respected automatically. You get listened to.
By
Doctors
who?
don't tell you you're crazy. Fucking, you don't get fucking.
What?
Yes, bro. Like, you don't see it. I highly recommend you do more fucking research into this shit before you come up on here spouting a bunch of nonsense.
But it's not a matter of research, because you just
fucking tattoos.
right. But you just told me something that I don't experience. Firsthand experience isn't research. I'm asking you for a firsthand example.
Okay. You want a first-hand example? Go to fucking Google. Go to YouTube.
That's
go
not an argument.
Anywhere.
That isn't that's not an argument, though. You're telling me to go to Google. That's not helpful.
I'm telling you to search up the way women have been oppressed, the way men always get the benefit of the doubt and get the privilege. Search it up.
Yeah, I'm sure that if I went to Google, I would find a bunch of propaganda about how women are oppressed in the West. But I'm asking you, because you said that they are. I'm asking you how they're oppressed, and maybe I can respond to it.
Okay. As of now, women are not technically oppressed in Western places, right? That's not exactly the point of this argument. Okay. It is everywhere else but here. Women are seen as less than, even if it might not be from you. That is how it's seen. Women are less than. Women cannot control their temper. Women are fucking emotional. They're this, they're that. They shouldn't be fucking, respected. That's how it is basically everywhere else. And
well, I don't agree that women shouldn't be respected. I think that they should be respected.
But I'm saying, even if that's not how you think of it, there's a lot of people who do think that way. And even though the women here are not getting oppressed by the government per se, it is still an ongoing problem, considering that we are half of the population. We are women. And it doesn't matter if we aren't going through that shit firsthand. It's the fact that it is happening.
Okay.
And in certain, we aren't seen as people.
Well, I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying, so women actually aren't oppressed in the West. They're oppressed in other places, but not in the West.
But it doesn't matter if it's in other places, because at the end of the day, we are women. It's all stemmed down from that. Like, it does not matter
I
if
understand.
we have our own.
Well,
it shouldn't be a question.
Okay, well, hold on. So you're saying women aren't oppressed in the West, they're oppressed in other places, but because it's like a historical...
It's because we are half of the population.
What does that have to do with it?
If it was the other way around, wouldn't you think it was some bullshit?
We're not really having much of a conversation. I asked you for an example of how women are oppressed, and you said they aren't in the West.